And this is Dr. James Hansen, and he is the man who has brought the global warming issue to the forefront of the world. He's one of the scientists who has looked at the greenhouse gases. And there's one gas that he recognizes that is causing a lot of the global warming crisis, and that is methane. I talked a little bit about methane last time, but we have to keep on talking about the methane gas that is being farted out from all of the cows. And we have this cow problem on this planet, and we have to address it if we want to solve the global warming crisis. Now, these scientists and Al Gore and some other leaders in the global warming field aren't talking about the methane issue, and they need to be. Well, why aren't they talking about it? It's because of the meat and dairy industry are so powerful. They're powerful lobbies. They are the ones that get some of these politicians elected. And so they have this interest in maintaining this illusion that the dairy and meat industry is good for you. And you see these commercials with celebrities with their mustaches of milk. So I want to tell you a story. This is one of my first experiences that I had in school. I was just entering first grade, and I was a nonconformist in school at that time. And this is the way it came out. I didn't like milk. I didn't like drinking it as a young person, because my mother, I asked my mom, I was breastfed, and then she started giving me milk from cows. And I said, milk from cows? I just couldn't, it was so vulgar to me to think that I was drinking some cow's milk, that I just didn't want to have anything to do with it. So I stopped drinking milk. That was fine with my mother. I went to school, and the teacher insisted that I take the little carton of milk and put it on my tray and drink it, because she said my mother had paid for it. Well, my mother didn't want me to drink it if I didn't want to drink it, but this first grade teacher insisted that I drink it. And it was a real torture. She made me stay after school and drink that milk, whether I wanted to or not. And I took a couple of sips and acted like I was going to vomit, because that's the way I was feeling. And after that, she let me go home. And then the next day I told my mother about that. She went and told the teacher, and I wasn't required to drink the milk anymore. So that's how, at least for me, this brainwashing happened early on in my life, and somehow I was just attuned that wasn't so good for me. So then, and this is what's happening with in Central America and other places where they are raising cattle, is you see this death of the rainforest. And this needs to end, this destruction of the rainforest in order to raise cattle. If we don't do this, we're going to see more species going extinct, and as well as the human species. You know, I really wish I could be a comedian and make you laugh here. And I'm thinking, you know, how can you make you laugh about the destruction of the rainforest? There are just some things that it's very difficult to laugh at. So I guess that's why, you know, I've taken on these issues, because I think, wow, we can't live without the forest. We need the forest in order for us to have the oxygen supply that we need as breathers. We're breathers, we need the oxygen, and we're changing the planetary chemistry. The air that we breathe is becoming less and less. And in some cities, because of the CO2 and the methane gases and all these things, there isn't enough oxygen now to keep people healthy. And so we see a lot of childhood illnesses because of that. And also you lose some of your intelligence if you don't get enough oxygen to your brain. So that's another reason why not to smoke cigarettes, because we need your intelligence. We need you to be aware of what you're eating and how it affects the whole planet. And if you start looking at your diet, you realize that you can make a positive impact on the planet by choosing what you eat. And Dr. Gabriel Cousens calls it conscious eating. So if we become more and more conscious of what we're putting into our bellies and how it affects the planet as a whole, we start seeing that what he talks about, the whole person and the whole planet connection. And what we're trying to do is create that holistic system that is based on an agriculture that can support the 6 billion people on the planet in a way that is going to sustain us for a long enough period for us to live on this planet and then eventually leave it, because this planet will eventually die. You know, planets have a life, and we're like mid-life. This is not a young planet. So we're going to have to find new homes throughout the universe. So our goal now is to find the way to be sustainable, to create biospheres in outer space, so we have baby biospheres, so then we can explore the universe. So we're at a critical point right now in the development of humankind to see if we can find the balance, find the connection, find the correct diet that will allow everyone enough food, enough nutrition, and that's where we are right now.